Our top story on World DNA today, at least 110 people have been killed. More than 200 others have been injured following a magnitude 6.2 earthquake in China's northwestern Gansu province.
Well, the quake has prompted intense rescue operations. The Chinese President Xi Jinping has called for all-out efforts in search and relief work. The trembler caused severe shaking and heavy economic damage, flattening homes and buildings across the area. The earthquake knocked out power and water supply and transportation services in some parts of the adjoining Qinghai province as well. Now, it was followed by several aftershocks.
In Qinghai province's Haidong city, at least 11 people have been killed and more than 100 are reportedly injured after the earthquake. As per the authorities, the quake sent people running on the streets. Now, the 6.2 magnitude earthquake was logged in the Gansu-Qinghai border area late on Monday, the same area where Haidong is also located.
The epicenter of the quake, Jishishan County, is about 100 kilometers to the southwest of Gansu province capital, Lanzhou. Now, as per the state authorities, the temperature in the Jishishan County nosedived to minus 14 degrees Celsius. And this happened a little later, on making rescue efforts even more difficult. Building collapses have exposed people to subpar temperatures at a time when China is experiencing record low temperatures. The Chinese top leader, Xi Jinping, had ordered the deployment of heavy workforces to prevent secondary disasters caused by factors beyond the earthquake. The country's Emergency Management Office has activated a level 4 of disaster relief emergency tents, folding beds, warm covers, food and water are being supplied to the people affected by the earthquake as well.
Earthquakes are not uncommon in China. In August this year, a magnitude 5.4 earthquake hit eastern China, injuring 23 people, collapsing dozens of buildings. In September 2022, an earthquake jolted the southwestern Chinese province of Sichuan, and the strong tremors of 6.8 magnitude killed at least 74 people and triggered landslides. However, China's deadliest earthquake in recent years was recorded in 2008 at a magnitude of 7.9. The deadly earthquake killed at least 90,000 people in Sichuan, and the earthquake was followed by years-long efforts to rebuild the damages with more resistant materials.
All right, we're now being joined by Mr. Einar Tangen, who is a political and economic commentator. He joins us live from Beijing. So welcome to World DNA. Mr. Einar, of course, devastating news, devastating visuals which have come in from the Gansu province and the adjoining province as well. Reports have also come in that China is anyway experiencing a harsh winter. Temperatures in the region have dipped to minus 14 degrees Celsius. What would be the actual the issues and the challenges that the rescue workers would be facing at the moment?
Well, it's a combination of weather and aftershocks. They're going to be very, very careful, but they are rushing aid to there. China has an excellent logistics system, and they're going to use that to pour aid and people into help these folks. I mean, the danger here is that many of the buildings, although they might be standing, might be in danger from aftershocks. They need to get those people to safe areas. They need to get warm food, clothing, restore the electricity, heating, gas, etc. These are all things that were severely impacted by this earthquake. Remember, China sits at the confluence of 3 tectonic plates, and the Tibetan plateau, which is where this happened, is particularly sensitive to this. In 1900, there was 200,000 people died from an earthquake. This was a relatively deep earthquake, about 10 miles down, and the possibility of aftershocks have increased because of where it was located.
Right, so as you mentioned as well, let's also talk about the infrastructure and preparedness in this case. As you mentioned, China sits on the confluence of 3 tectonic plates. What are the standard operating procedures in such a scenario? Of course, as Shivan mentioned as well, harsh winters have made the situation difficult as well. So what are the likely challenges that may come up going forward?
Well, it's, getting people and supplies to the area is one issue. It's the safety of the area itself. As you continue to have aftershocks, As I said, you have to move people out of the buildings that have been compromised, but you don't know which ones have been. So, the Army will probably be used. They have a very, very strong civil response program that they involve for, these types of emergencies. There is a tremendous amount of pre-planning that goes into this. They know that earthquakes are coming. The question is, how do you respond to them? So right now, it's about getting people to safety, making sure they're safe and warm, then inspecting buildings, and then trying to get people back to those areas where they can be safe, warm, and continue life. But that also means restoring all the vital infrastructure, heating, obviously, in this kind of cold. You need that. You need cooking gas, etc. So it's a project that's going to take weeks and months, not just a few days.
Mr. Tang, and I also wanted to get your thoughts on this. Now, the Chinese leader, of course, Xi Jinping, had ordered deployment of heavy workforces to prevent secondary disasters which could be caused due to factors beyond the earthquake. What factors are there beyond the earthquake which can cause further damage here?
Well, he's referring to the fact that you could have building collapses. The interruption of services could severely impact people's ability to stay warm. These are things that China feels it can control. You cannot control the movement of the earth, but you can control your reaction to it. And he's basically given orders, as they have before in the 2000 period when they had earthquakes, it said that human life has to be a priority here. To the extent that there's rubble, they need to remove people as quickly as possible. And these are all the things that they can do. The aftershocks, they're just going to have to deal with as they come.
All right, Mr. Tangen, thank you so much for joining us on World DNA, sharing all your insights. Of course, this is devastating news which has come in, and here's hoping that the death toll does not increase any further and rescue efforts can be completed at the earliest. Anyone who's stuck beneath rubble, any such instances can be tackled at the earliest.